Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the transit moon in Leo. Well, what's interesting is that when the moon transits the sign Leo, it's making its transition from Cancer to Leo. Now, when the moon was in Cancer, there may have been more of a time to be more introverted, a little bit more of a homebody, more dominated by home activities, maybe not wanting to go outside as much, but and be gregarious. Now, when the moon enters Leo, it may be more of a time for people to be a little bit more gregarious, more sociable, more about attention seeking. Now, this could be a time where even the more reticent people, more humble, people that aren't looking for attention might be seeking more accolades, more recognition, more notoriety for what they're doing. If somebody, say, has gone for a protracted period without being recognized for his or her work, it could be a time where that person may be more desirous of this. It might be more of a fulfillment of an emotional need at this time in contrast to other periods. This could also be a period where you might be perhaps somebody, a person that might be more inclined toward things connected with entertainment, with amusement. If this is a period, let's say it could be a time too where you might feel a little bit more whimsical. You might want to bring out maybe the childlike qualities in you at this time, maybe doing some things you may have even done as a kid. Perhaps this is a period where you can be more capricious, more whimsical, and really it might be a time too where you might have a greater rapport with children. And if you have your own children, it might be a time where you might be more inclined to feel like going out and doing things with them. Leo is a sign connected with amusement and fun, and it could be a time where you might decide you want to go to a place that's got like, I don't know, just some place of amusement, maybe something with video games, a place that's got a lot of different varied games like arcade games, and place sit down and eat and just having just general fun when you have this transit. And also it could be a time for even the more frugal people that don't really spend that much. It may be a period of extravagance a little bit more. So it's okay to splurge every now and then, but sometimes I think when this moon transits Leo, it can be a time where you might feel this need to go spend a little bit more than and maybe what you should, and sometimes people might have a little tendency to go over their budget. So that's the one thing I say as far as heeding some caution on, and really take a little caution with this. And as I stated before, it's always okay to splurge a little every now and then, but not to a point where you're going over what your budget is and depleting your finances. And anyway, this could be a period too when the moon transits Leo where you could be a little bit more bold, a little bit more audacious and risk-taking than usual. And really, this is a time to really, when you do something that's being a little bit more daring or a little bit more audacious, but to do so within reason. If you're going to invest, say, in some stock, do like a minimal risk stock, I would say, as an example. And the thing too is also when the moon transits Leo, it could be a time where we're a little bit more magnanimous and more generous than usual. We may be more inclined to give somebody a few dollars, even if it's just somebody that's on the street, say, and you see some homeless person, or you know somebody that's in a situation where they are strapped for cash, or they're in a penurious situation with little money, depleted funds, or what have you. And this is the time where you might show a little bit more generosity than usual. And this is a time too, if you have any kind of talents or abilities, you might have more of a proclivity to showcase them and show people the things that you can do. If you've kind of suppressed certain things for a while as far as positive attributes and things that you're able to do, you might be a little more inclined to boast about them or show people what you can do, even if it was something like juggling, a talent that maybe you hadn't divulged or revealed for whatever reasons. You might be a little bit more inclined to do so now. And also when the moon is transiting Leo, I think it's more of a period where people might have more of a tendency to dramatize things. It could even be a story, such as doing maybe through embellishment as an example, and doing something where you might just make a little spin on a story just to make it sound a little bit more exciting, or tell it in a certain way where it may be more dramatized than it ordinarily would. And this could also be a period where you might feel a need to tap into creative endeavors, perhaps, as this could be a more favorable time for doing so. And I think another thing, this could be something as far as emotional needs during this transit. It could be connected with entertainment, theater, drama, movies, maybe even sports and golf as an example. And anyway, and it could be a time where even if you don't you're not necessarily somebody that is involved in sports, you might be more inclined to want to go to a stadium and watch your favorite team play. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the transit moon in Leo, and stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about the transit moon in Virgo. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.